Yo, what's up, guys? Today we are back on Pokemon Showdown for the third day in a row. I'm actually pretty sorry about that. I tried to get a Wi-Fi battle for today, but while at team preview, this happened 2 or 3 times. It just kept disconnecting, so I'm not sure what's up with Wi-Fi. Hopefully, the matter will be sorted by the next time I want to get a Wi-Fi battle. And yeah, so bear with me. We're still doing some suspect test laddering for the Greninja ban, or the Greninja suspect test rather, if you guys didn't know. And first off, if you guys would like to ever have a chance to battle me, follow me on Twitter. The link is down below. It's the best way to go, just because I am asking for battles, and that's how I find my battles, while I ask for them. So, go ahead and follow me if you want. Anyway, we're using a pretty balanced team with Mega Manetric. It's an XY team, but because of the Pokemon it has, it's actually not bad versus well, it's not bad at all. So I'm gonna lead off with Tornado's T because I can get off a knockoff versus whatever, as he leads off with Keldeo. Wow, this is perfect. So I can 100% get off a knockoff right here. As he ends up going out to Sylveon, as I am able to get rid of this thing's leftovers. And now I could do is just U-turn right out into my Jirachi, as Jirachi, Subtoxic Jirachi, actually does a lot versus his team. So ends up going for Hyper Voice. That's cool. I am just going to go right for the substitute. Though Hyper Voice does go through sub, I'm not expecting him to want to stay in, as he actually ends up going out to Ferrothorn. And this is great because what I can do is just go right for Fire Punch. If he does want to switch out, though, that's on him. I don't really care, as Fire Punch will do a solid amount anyway, as he has Rocky Helmet and Iron Bars. Ew. So, because Fire Punch can actually 2-hit KO him, I'm actually going to go for the Toxic. Even if he doesn't end up switching out, I still get a bit of leftovers recovery, as he ends up going out to Lanner's T. And what I can do is, I believe, click Fire Punch. I'm expecting him to U-turn. I knew it wouldn't break my sub, but I was expecting him to U-turn out into his Ferrothorn, as he does end up doing. And hopefully I am able to get the KO, which I am not. That sucks. But I do get the burn, which is pretty nice for me, as I will be able to get off a Toxic on whatever he decides to go out into, as he actually decides to stay in with his Lanners. So because I do have like 50 Pokemon I can go out into, I'm kind of tempted to stay in and go for Iron Head, predicting Sylveon. I am actually really tempted to do that. Should I be real? Risking? I'm tempted. I'm doing it. This is an obvious play staying in. I mean, this is an obvious play switching out. He does end up making the double into Sylveon, so that's amazing for me, as I have really crippled his Sylveon, and I could just go for Iron Head again. He was probably expecting me to go out to Latios or Tornadus, which was the obvious play, and it worked out for me because I was able to get rid of this huge threat to my team. So brings out Charizard now. Another big threat. I'm not sure if it's X or Y. Just Latios is my safest play overall, as he ends up being Y. Alright, well, actually, based on his build, it kind of looked like Y, as I can just go for Roost. Unfortunately for me, he does get a crit right there, but I can Roost stall this Charizard as much as I want, as he has Air Slash. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Now, I don't necessarily need Latios, just because the combination of Manetric plus Tornadus actually beats his Keldeo as well. So I could just drop a Draco, which I'm thinking about. Okay, I missed. Psyshock would have been my best play anyway, so that was a misplay on my part. But things happen, as I believe I can go out to Hippo. Actually, that was a bad play. Why did I go out to Hippo? Because Flamethrower is still going to do a lot to me, so let me just go for my Stealth Rocks right here. It gives him a free switch into his Keldeo, which is fine, because these Stealth Rock are going to pressure him to spin, as well as getting off this damage on Keldeo is nice, because my Tornadus isn't really invested in special attack, so I need a bit of damage. That way Hurricane 100% OHKOs. And because Jirachi does nothing versus his team, I am just going to sack it, as he does end up going for the Scald, and he's a Life Orb variant. Very interesting. Now, I do have my Tornadus T, which can just go right for Hurricane and knock him out. I'm not sure if his Excadrill is also choiced in some sort of way, but Hurricane is by far my best play, as unfortunately I do miss, and he is able to get off an Icy Wind, but that is not going to do anything to me. It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate that missed, but whatever. It's me playing with fire. But I think I can just go out to Keldeo right here and be fine, as he has no reason not to go for... Oh, he made the play. but he had no reason not to make that play anyway. And I have no reason to not click Secret Sword. Even if he goes up to Landorus, it'll be fine. And I actually end up winning the speed tie, which is great, as I am able to get rid of the Keldeo. And I can just go right for Secret Sword again. If he goes for Stone Edge, that's fine. He can definitely go for U-turn if he wants to. If he goes for Earthquake, I get a kill with my Tornadus. So I'm gonna go out to Tornadus right here, as knockoff is my best play, just because it puts Charizard in range after Stealth Rocks. It gets rid of Excadrill's potential Choice Scarf as well, as he doesn't end up going out to Driller. And hopefully I do end up landing this Focus Blast, as I do, so my rocks will be there to stay. And the combination of Manectric plus Hippo should do well versus this guy. So we'll see though. Hippo is by far my best play, but then again, I don't really care if I'm grounded, so I think I can just go for U-turn, as he ends up going for Stone Edge. Unfortunately, he misses. I didn't care if I lost Tornadus right there, just because I had Hippo in the back anyway. So yeah, and he's more than likely just going to stay in, so I'm just going to go for Slack Off. As wow, he actually ended up making me switch into Charizard. That's really, really weird that he made that switch just because of the fact that Stealth Rock are up. But I could have Whirlwind was my best player right there. I expected him. I had no reason not to Whirlwind anyway, but I expected him to go for Stone Edge again, and I wanted to stall him out, then go for Whirlwind. But whatever. I can go out to my Tornadus, as he is just going to actually go for Solar Beam. I did not expect him to go for Solar Beam, but Hurricane is 50% accurate. Knockoff is 100. So if I get off this damage, I'm pretty sure I can just go out into my Manectric right now. And even if he does end up switching out, Stealth Rock are up, so it's 100% my game right now, as I can just click Thunderbolt and it will be a game because Stealth Rock are up. He does end up trying to make the switch, but it's not going to matter because Hippowdon is 100% going to wall his Landorus T no matter what he wants to do. So I no reason not to stay in, as like I said, Hippowdon is going to 100% wall him, and he will go down to Poison too. So unless this thing gets Defog. Does this thing get Defog? Imagine. I'm just going to go for Slack Off, as it is my best play. That did 0. That did nothing. And Charizard will be coming back in, and that will go down to the damage. So good game, dude. And we're going to be looking for another battle. Pause it till we found, and we will be right back. Alright. Alright, guys. So we found another game. And if you did mean doubles, then a lot of these Pokemon protect. We have found another game. My opponent's team is very cool to hit PU. Okay. Anyway, my opponent's team is pretty cool. It's a rain team. And I can just lead off with Tornadus, as I will be able to fire off a knockoff and be fine versus his team, as he ends up leading off Politoed. I want to knock him off because if he does have a Damp Rock, I'll be able to get rid of it for now, as he actually ends up going out to his own Tornadus, getting rid of that thing's Life Orb. Really nice for me. And I can't switch out to Jirachi because of... Well, the fact that Hurricane is accurate is amazing, as I'm actually faster than him, which is good to know. And this is not a speed type because I'm not running max speed, so that's amazing that I'm faster than him, as he does have a few switches, being Kingdra, one of them. What is my spread? Let's do this calc real quick. I'm gonna pause it real quick. Okay, so unless I'm 100% mistaken, this Kingdra has no chance of one-shotting me with the Hydro Pump. So I'm debating whether my best play is to go for Knockoff or the Hurricane just to get off damage. I really want to go for Hurricane just to get off damage, but if I go for Knockoff, I get rid of its specs, limiting it as a threat. So I think I'll go for Knockoff, as I do end up surviving that, able to get rid of this thing's choice specs. Still a threat though, by far. What do I want to die? So I'm going to go Keldeo, because even though Keldeo does do work versus this guy's team, and he could just easily go for Hydro Pump right now, it's actually scary. Yeah, Secret Sword, either way, Secret Sword is my best play. Like, he could just drop a Draco, and then I go Hippo, get up my rocks, as he doesn't end up dropping that Draco. And like I said, I can go Hippo. He is -2, get up my rocks, which will help me. Though he does have his Politoed. I'm kind of scared versus this, but the fact that I got off the knockoff and that I'm going to get up rocks is really good because it'll put him in range of my Tornadus' attack as he ends up going out to Ferrothorn. Even better for me as I can go out to my Jirachi right here and go for sub as he doesn't go for Leech Seed, which is great. And like I said, I can just definitely go for the substitute right now. And hopefully Pert's going to be a problem. Holy crap. I lost my water resistance. Well, one of them. But he does end up going for the Leech Seed. And what I am going to do is just go for the Toxic right here, expecting him to want to switch out as he ends up staying with Ferrothorn. It's because he has knockoff. Ew. No. So I have to go Manectric right now as he ends up going for the Leech Seed. And I'm going to pull the double into my Latios, predicting him to want to go out into his Swampert. So this is kind of for me. This is really bad. I don't think I could actually win this battle. We'll see, though. Can I win this battle? I don't know. The fact that rocks are up is really nice for me. And my Tornadus puts in a lot of work versus his team, but I don't know, man. Because he gets a free switch in the Swampert, so I have to pull the double into my Latios. But he could just as well have Protect. But he ends up going Loomer for some reason, which is okay for me, as I will be able to go for the Psyshock and clean knock him out. I guess he was scouting for HP Fire right there. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm able to knock him out, which is great. And I should be able to drop a Draco. Or go for Defog. I think I want to go for Defog because I'm expecting to switch out into his Ferrothorn. And by going for Defog, I get the free switch into my Tornadus, anticipating his Leech Seed. And now I'll expect his knockoff and go out into my Manectric. So basically I just did that so I can get a bit more health. I don't know why he sacked Loom, but he ended up going for Stealth Rocks right there. Crap, man. This is bad for me. I can't do anything to this monster. He's just going to go out into... Well, I'm going to try and go for Thunderbolt. He has a super free switch in Pert, so he doesn't even have to stay in like he's doing. I don't know why he's not going into Pert. Maybe he's fearing random HP Grass. I'm not entirely sure. But, I'm going Hippo. I need to get up my rocks. Forget about keeping rocks off the field. That's going to be way too hard. Though having rocks off the field would be extremely nice for me. I got to go Hippo. As he goes Kingdra. And now he gets to fire off whatever he wants, actually. I'm not sure if it's going to be Draco. Not sure if it's going to be Surf. I'm going Jirachi, though, because it's my best mid play. As it could take any hit he wants to go for. As he ends up going for Scald. Hopefully he doesn't burn me, which he does not. And I am going to go for Fire Punch as he ends up staying in. Now, I guess because he could beat me, I really need to catch his I really need to catch Ferrothorn, but I guess I'll just go for Iron Head as he ends up going to Politoed. That's completely fine by me, as it's definitely a threat, but I'm just going to attempt to go Hippo here. I have to attempt to go Hippo, actually, as he goes for Encore. So, Earthquake damage versus beating something. I'm going for Earthquake, as he ends up going for Toxic. So this is great because unless he has Rest, I'm not sure. He has limited switch-ins now, so I can go for Stealth Rock as he... Oh, crap. As he does have Rest. And Stealth Rock is nice because it ensures I get a few KOs. I have to go Manectric too as he goes Ferrothorn. And I really want to go Thunderbolt. But he hasn't switched out to Pert. But I feel like this is the time where he'll switch out to Pert. I'm going Thunderbolt. Whatever. If he doesn't go out to Pert this time, then that's a... I don't understand what's happening. Because, and if he actually does go Toad on my Overheat because he doesn't want Pert to take damage, that'll be really... I don't have Overheat, obviously. I have Flamethrower. But he ends up going Kingdra for some reason. I don't know why he's not going Pert. Is he scared of the random HP Grass? Maybe. Possibly. As now he brings in Pert. It was a free switch before. But I gotta go Rachi. As I'm not entirely sure. The fact that his Politoed is asleep is actually better for me because... Well, I'm sacking Rachi just in case he wants to go for Ice Punch. That's why I'm making that play. As he goes for Waterfall, and this thing is annoying. I want to drop a Draco, so. Holy crap, this thing is annoying. It's Ferrothorn. The fact that they had knockoff is so annoying. That's a 0 too. Well, I want to go for Roost just in case he goes for Leech Seed right here, as he does. And I'm expecting a double Leech Seed, which is fine, but I have to go Tornadus anyway because I have to get off this knockoff or some type of knockoff on this thing because this thing is getting too much recovery and it's annoying. It's so annoying. Holy crap. So, gonna hit him with a knockoff. If he wants to go Tornadus, that's fine. Actually, that's not that fine, but he doesn't go into Tornadus. I should be able to 2-hit KO with knockoff, as that is going to be the case. And not going to be the case, actually. Hurricane hits Ferrothorn. I'm going for Hurricane. I miss. That's bad. As he misses too. But it's not good because, well, I can definitely knock him out. I'm going for knockoff. I don't know why he didn't go Ferrothorn there, but he went U-turn. It's not a speed tie. He has to know it's not a speed tie. But we'll see if I can still pull through. Alright, so I get Politoed in, and the fact that Rocks and Sand are up are actually more detrimental for me than anything, so. But I am getting the consistent damage off on Politoed, which is something I want. Yeah. If I can kill Ferrothorn, I'm really surprised he stayed in that one turn, because had I killed Ferrothorn, like the way that he didn't go out into Pert ever was really weird. It was super weird for me, but I will go for HP Ice right here because it also hits. Damn, I revealed HP Ice, but never mind. He knew I had HP Ice. He had to know I had HP Ice. But I was able to get rid of Tornadus and sends out Politoed now. As again, my only switch is Hippo. As he goes out to Ferrothorn. Again, that's his safest play. I'm going to try and just whirlwind around his team. Like, I have no other play I can make, and I actually bring him out to Pert. Yeah, I'm going to end up forfeiting because I cannot beat this game. I cannot beat this team. Good game. So, we're going to leave this one, and we're going to look for another battle. I had no way of winning that battle. Because his Ferrothorn having knockoff and him staying in that one turn. Though I guess I don't know why he never went out to Pert. But we found another battle and we're on 17 minutes. 18 minutes. I'll probably end it after this. This Pokemon puts in a lot of work versus you, so I'm gonna lead off with that as he ends up leading off with his Heracross. Hurricane is so obvious. I'm actually just gonna go for knockoff. Please know that Hurricane is a good play. What's my coil? I don't care about my rank, but what's my coil? 1694, 17 and 6. I don't care about that, but this needs to be higher. I need 1,000 more, man. Gonna pause it until he picks a move. Beer back. So I am able to get the knockoff off. Get the knockoff off on his Heat Ran, as I can just U-turn out now. He might scout for superpower. Not entirely sure. U-turn is my best play because Focus Blast will possibly 2KO him, but then I have to hit 2 Focus Blasts, so. Gonna U-turn out to my Keldeo, as it's a nice free switch versus his team, as he ends up going for the Stealth Rock, and I believe I could just go right for Scald. Scald is one of those great moves that you just lose nothing by going for it. It could burn Latias, which I'd be nice with. Knocks out Heatran, which he ends up staying in with, maybe expecting me to double. Goes Ferrothorn, very interesting play on my opponent's part. And I want to pivot from Hippo to Jirachi. So what I want to do is hopefully this isn't a knockoff variant as well, but what I want to do is get up my rocks, that way I force a defog later on and switch out into my Jirachi, as I will be able to get up a free sub versus Ferrothorn, assuming it isn't a knockoff variant. So he ends up going out to Heracross. I don't necessarily need this Hippo. not really. It doesn't do anything versus his team, so I'm willing to take that damage as he actually ends up having Bullet Seed, something I haven't seen on Heracross since like the beginning of XY, as I will be able to whirlwind him out into not what I wanted. But actually, this isn't too bad because he might actually just end up going for the defog, and I could just go for Stealth Rocks after, as I'll go down to the Leech Seed as he ends up going for Surf, and yeah, I could just go out to my Tornadus and just go for knockoff right here. He can live it, but I can live any hit he wants to go for, especially after knocking off his Life Orb. So I'm expecting, well, he has no real switching bar, like he has nothing to switch in. I guess Ferrothorn, but it doesn't appreciate its Life Orb gone, as I am able to get rid of this Latias's Life Orb. And what I can do is actually go for U-turn, because I wasn't expecting him really to switch, but if he did, it gives me a free Mega Evolution with my ouch. It gives me a free Mega Evolution with my Manectric, which puts him, it kind of just wins versus his team just because Latias is so low. So while Conkeldurr is potentially a threat, I do have Psyshock, I do have Secret Sword, I have Hurricane. So it's basically I'm really confident. I got a burn though. That sucks for me because that's he's Guts, but well, it sucks for him too because he's taking a lot more damage than he probably expected. So I can just sack. Well, I don't really need Jirachi, so I can sack Jirachi. But thing is, if he goes for Drain Punch, he gets so much recovery. Either way, it doesn't matter. I could just sack Jirachi right here by going for Volt Switch. Jirachi at best flinches Heracross or Fire Punches the Ferrothorn, but Mega Manectric actually just wins versus his team, especially if I get rid of Conkeldurr, so I don't need Jirachi. And Tornadus is a backup check to Heracross, so he doesn't go for Drain Punch, as that does nothing. That actually didn't do too much at all. I am just going to go for the Iron Head, as he's going to go after Ferrothorn, and he doesn't know my spread, so he does. I'll take a lot of damage, but he doesn't know that I have Substitute on this thing, so I will be able to go for sub versus him. Unless he has knockoff like the other Ferrothorn. That I should have expected knockoff just because I ran a rain team with knockoff. I'm gonna go for sub again because I want the one more turn. That way I can live the onslaught that is his recoil. So I went for sub again, like I said. That way I can live his recoil and 2 KO with Fire Punch. While at the same time I will be going down to all the recoil as well. What? I was at like 20-something%. Okay, that made no sense to me. That really made no sense to me. How much did Volt Switch do to his... It did nothing. Damn. Alright, well, I can just go Manectric. Manectric scares out. It forces in Conk. And Conk will just go for knockoff anyway, so... I really went for sub. I was at 28%. Why did I die? Maybe I just don't know the math? Isn't like 1/16 and 1/8, or I don't know. Whatever. That was weird. But I can knock him out with the Flamethrower, and I'm pretty sure. Well, Conk is his only switch. He can go for Mach Punch. I don't want to risk the Mach Punch, so I'm not staying in with my Manectric at all. And I'm gonna do a lot of this laddering off screen because I just want to use mindless hyper offense. I don't want to have to talk about what I'm doing. So he ends up going to Heracross, which is actually good because I get off enough damage to the point where I can knock him out with Flamethrower in the following turn. So I'm gonna go out to my Tornadus right here as fodder. As he ends up going for Rock. Ooh, predicted on point with the switch. You know, I'm quoting the guy who made the pokeaimMD rap, but I will be able to knock him out with Flamethrower this time as he ends up going out to Latias, and we've already been shown that is a Life Orb. I got a crit too, but we've already been shown that that's a Life Orb variant, so it didn't matter as he ends up going out to Conk now. And again, I can just sack. Well, I could have sacked Keldeo actually better than this, but he doesn't end up going for Mach Punch, and it doesn't really matter because, like I said, Manectric wins. So unless it's like a Scarf Thunderous with Defiant. Who knows? Who knows? You already know. Hopefully he's Life Orb, so I could just go right for Thunderbolt and knock him out. As he is Life Orb, yep, just based on the damage. And I believe Thunderbolt is stronger than HP Ice, and Thunderbolt 100% knocks it out after the damage. And even if it doesn't, Life Orb will knock it out anyway. And I do have Keldeo in the back to deal with Heracross. So that should be a win for me. It does not knock him out, and it was not 100%, so forget what I was saying. But like I said, Life Orb does knock him out, and I can just go right for Flamethrower. So that's going to be a game. Again, I don't care about rank. I don't care about win-loss. This is the only thing I care about. So I need to get this to 2700 in order to have the right to vote. So I'll be doing a lot of the laddering off screen, and then when I can't record a Wi-Fi battle, I'll probably be showing you guys a bit more of the laddering, and I'll probably use a better team that's actually qualified for this meta as opposed to X and Y OU like I was using. Yeah, looking at it, Mega Pert, holy crap, that thing gave me problems. But of course I could have had a Ferrothorn and Rotom Wash to deal with it, but I didn't. So I hope you guys all enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you want, and until next time, later. Oh, wait, let me answer a question. You can't use Greninja on this ladder. This is a suspect test to see how the metagame will be without Greninja. So the people are saying, can you use Greninja? No, you can't. Sorry, guys. But yeah.